Mailman here from Goat Productions. Have you ever wondered what it's like to go along on the hunt with the Mailman, to get out there with me? We're going to talk a little bit about it. I don't have a kill on this video, but what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to show you some video that I got last night. I had a really good stock on some hogs. It's a typical hunt for me. This group has fooled me twice. I was able to take some shots, but I didn't take them for safety reasons. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can expect to come along with me. When I first started, my first 100 hogs was on bait. What I did was I just baited. I overloaded my baited. I stacked my baits. You see some of the videos maybe on ATN's page where I stacked my baits and we sat at a feeder for a long time. That's mainly how I started on the hog hunting. Once I started to stalk for hogs and I'd get out there with the coyotes, hunting coyotes, and I would see hogs, I started to put stalks on hogs. And actually in the last month and a half, I think I've taken 20, close to 30 hogs now, just stalking alone. No bait, no baiting at all, no cameras, just stalking. So when we go into a stalking situation, what I'm doing is I'm jumping from property to property. So we'll drive to one property, we'll get out in a couple areas where I like, we'll either get out there and scan. I used to scan and stay an hour. That time is starting to decrease, but what I'll do is I'll loop back to that area. So I'll get into an area sometimes and I'll just stay there for 15, 20 minutes and I'll move to the next one. I'm always rotating my properties. I talk about rotating my properties a lot. So what we'll do is we'll pull up to an area, we might walk maybe 50, 60 yards to an area that overlooks. I know there's good overlooking areas that see parts of the fields that you can't from the road. A lot of guys will maybe drive the road, or a lot of pressure right by the road. What I'm doing is I'm going in, some places I'll go in 100 yards, some places I'll go in 50, and I'll just go in there and I'll stand and I'll wait. When I have a kid with me or when I have a customer with me, sometimes what I'll do is, last night I let Hunter stay in the vehicle. So you can actually stay in the vehicle, catch some Z's, surf the net, whatever you want to do, get on your phone a little bit. And what I do is I go out in there, I have time to get you, because what I do is when I catch these hogs coming out into the field, I catch them right at the beginning and I have plenty of time to get back, get the equipment ready and go out there. So if you come along with me, you're going to see that we jump a lot of properties, go to particular areas where I check for hogs, back in the vehicle, onto the next one, and I will eventually find them based on the percentage of the moon that's out there, the food source they're on right now, the hot fields, the pressure I haven't let on them. Sometimes I'll let areas go for a couple months, then I'll move in here and we'll find them. So that's what you're going to find when you come with me, is we're just going to jump properties a lot. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to get out there and I'm going to scan. I'm going to show you the first footage you're going to see last night. After I brought Hunter home, dropped him off, I had to go do some work on the lease, so I figured I'd hunt my way down to the lease, get a little bit of sleep. So I pull into one of my favorite fields, scan the field, and it's an area where these hogs they're not fooling me, but what they are, they're just in a bad location for a shot. I took Matt and his brother out there the other night. They shot a big boar, or a big sow out of there, sorry. So moving in on these hogs, the first footage you're going to see was with my handheld Otis. They're on the opposing ridge. They're all spread out. I got to move in on them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sit there. We're going to check on the app. We're going to check the wind direction. And the wind direction, as I'm looking at the hogs, it was from left to right. And I got to decide to move in there in the moonlight around deer. That's another thing we're contending with, is how am I going to get to these hogs around the deer, where the hogs won't see me in the illumination. 99% illumination last night. It was horrible. So what I did is I got down along the trees, the tree line where the shadow was casting. I'm moving right along that shadow, but the disadvantage is I'm low. I'm below the hogs. So now I'm going to move in there and I'm going to show you that you're going to see I have clear open shots at these hogs, but I don't have much room where the horizon is. So I'm waiting for these hogs to do two things. Come close enough to me where I have enough hill that I'm shooting into, or if I can get them to move back to the right where they came from, I can shoot toward, there's a wood line out there, I'm shooting toward those woods. So what we're doing is we're moving in on hogs sometimes. We got a lot of things into play. The moon, the wind, the shot direction, safe shot direction. Where are the homes? I know where the homes are in the area. I don't want to shoot anywhere toward houses, or where possibly I'm too close to a house where I'll wake up the occupants. So there's a lot of things going on. I got a lot of great footage last night from when I first seen these hogs at about 250, 300 yards up to I was within 50 yards of these hogs, and they did not know it. I could actually hear them eating. I could hear their jaws going. What happens is a deer spooked to my left. I was getting into range, and the hogs ran back to the right, which was perfect. That's what I wanted them to do. But they ran up to the top of this hill, to the crest of this hill, and I still can't take that shot up there. So what I then did is I came back and I went up. The hill kind of has a valley in it. I went up the valley and popped up. I tried to catch them going back into the wood line where they bed. Well, when I got up to the top, they were back to my left, going back to where the deer had spooked them a little bit. I got some really close footage with the Otis. What then happens, man, is this wind just 180 degrees. It was left to right as I'm looking at the hogs. This hog makes a noise and they take off out of there, and I'm wondering, what did I do wrong? I know that they didn't see me. The hog was going down the hill. I was going to have a perfect shot down in there. They headed back in. When I checked the wind, then the wind had 180 degrees, went back. There was a storm rolling in, and they busted me. Great thing about my hogs and my land when I'm stalking in, if I don't take a shot at them, if I don't take multiple shots at them, and then confirm that it was a person and shoot at them and ruin it, I just left the area. I got out of there, licked my wounds a little bit, and I will go back and those hogs will be back in the area. How do I know? Because I've done the same thing before. I've gone up on top of that hill, pushed in too close to them, hog I couldn't see, spooked it, and those hogs are back on that. They're eating in that specific area, and I'm going to get them. It's just, I always think of that when I take the next person. Next time I go in there, what am I going to do? So check out this great Excite footage that I got, nice and close. Just want to talk a little bit in this video about what it's like to hunt with me. Once you stalk them, and you get in there and stalk a couple pigs with me, you really won't want to go back to bait. I get the big ones, the 300-pounders, once I get them on there sometimes. Baiting works sometimes great. It does. It's a great way to kill a lot of hogs. But once you're stalking, you're hooked on stalking. So thanks for liking, subscribing. Hope you learned a little bit off this video. And maybe one day, man, you can come along with the Mailman and go out there and we can deliver together. So thanks for watching.